Hey everybody, this is TJR. I wanted to take a moment just to kind of share some news and some updates and some things that I hope that will be positive for the channel and for the content that I'm making. First of all, I got a new computer today. I just received it at the FedEx station. It's a brand new 13-inch MacBook Pro laptop. And I've been doing my videos on my Mac Mini, which is a 2014 model. Runs great, but it's only 8 gigabytes of RAM memory. I bought it refurbished initially because it was a discounted price. And you know, it's worked fine, and I've done my videos on iMovie. But I'm realizing now that not only for video production, but also for music production, which I'm getting back into doing again, and which I did in the past, I really want a more powerful machine. So I've bought a brand new MacBook Pro. I've got it maxed out on memory, and it's an extremely powerful machine. And I'll tell you a little something. Initially, I had bought a 15-inch MacBook Pro, and it was a refurbished model. And I received it, they sent it to me. I thought it worked fantastic. I was very pleased with it, but I found out that 15-inch was too big for me. And I thought I would prefer the larger versus the smaller. And as I began to do things with it over the 2-week period and test it out and take it with me, I discovered smaller was better. So I sent it back. Of course, Apple has a policy. You have 14 days to send it back if you're not happy. No questions asked. I sent it back. And sending it back, by the way, was a breeze. They made it very easy to take care of. And I ordered the MacBook Pro, but this time I didn't get it refurbished. I just got a brand new because I was able to get a very good deal. And in addition to the MacBook Pro, I've also gotten Final Cut Pro, and I'm going to learn how to use it. In the meantime, I'll still make my videos on iMovie, but I am going to learn how to use Final Cut Pro. I'm very interested in improving the quality of videos that I make. I'm very interested in making videos that are visually more interesting, feature more interesting graphics and sound, and so this is just a necessary step. So I'm going to be having a learning curve as I learn to use that as I transition from iMovie to Final Cut Pro. Having this laptop will allow me to do my work faster. It will render video faster, and it mirrors easy as can be with my large monitor at home, with my setup that I have for my desktop computer. It mirrors perfectly with it, so I can use my keyboard and mouse that I use at my desktop, but has the portability to let me take it elsewhere so that I can not be chained to this desk here at home and be able to work anywhere. And this will even include when I go on my little vacation. And working fast is so paramount to me because I have so many video ideas that I have in my head that I've put down on paper that I want to do, but the only thing stopping me is just time. For that reason also, I'm going to try starting a few other things. I am probably going to start a Patreon page very soon. The channel will always be free, of course, but I am going to start a Patreon page for those who want to show some additional support. I'm not sure what the details are yet. I'm still working that out, but I'll let you know when that happens. I may start one of those stores where I have merchandise available. Once again, this is something I'm just toying with. But once again, just a way to show support. And basically, I'm doing this not because I need the money. Well, I do need the money, but I want to be able to spend less time working a day job and more time being able to do this and be able to create more of the content that I have boiling over in my head, and also the content that so many of you are suggesting. I get so many people saying, would you please do a video about this? Would you please do a video about that? And they're all great ideas, and I'd love to do them, but it's just there's only so much time in the day to do them when I'm working a full-time day job. And in fact, I was talking to someone at Google YouTube who was actually said they're really surprised that I'm putting out as much content as I am, given the fact that I do work a full-time day job. Another thing I want to get back into is, of course, playing music again. Before this channel took off, I was a professional musician. In fact, this channel started as a musician's channel. If you go back through the history, you'll see the first videos are nothing but me just performing music. And as the work dried up, I played less and less, worked less and less, and finally had to get a full-time, quote-unquote real day job, which I'm very grateful for because it's been sustaining me. But what I didn't expect happened was this channel blowing up the way it did. And that happened because one day I thought it might be interesting to talk about the differences between Stairway to Heaven and the song Taurus by Spirit, and that video blew up. And suddenly I had this audience, and I thought, well, I'll just keep making videos. I think a lot of people thought I was going to talk about Led Zeppelin 24/7, which of course I had no intention of doing. I think a lot of people thought I was just going to make videos where I compared songs. I actually would like to make more of those, and I'll talk about that in a moment. But I just was going wherever my muse led me to make videos as far as what the topic was about. I have other interests besides music. I'm interested in film, very passionate about it, very interested in comics, and I have made some videos about film, not a lot. I've made some videos about comics, just a few. I intend to make more. I actually have a video coming out soon that's going to combine both interests. It's entitled That Time Batman Met the Beatles. I'm just finishing it up here, putting the final touches on it. Looking forward to showing that one to you. It'll come out sometime next week. Keep your eyes open for that. But I do want to make more videos that deal with other topics as well. I realize that there are some people who only want to hear me talk about music, and I appreciate you very much. And if you don't want to watch the videos where I talk about comic books or where I talk about motion pictures, just sit those ones out and watch the ones that are about music, that are about the topics that you like. One thing that I am going to try to do is keep a regular schedule. I have made a few attempts at some possible ongoing video series. I did one called Lost Movie Treasures, where I did about maybe 4 or 5 episodes. In fact, I did 4 episodes, then was left it alone for a long time, and then finally did another one. I would really like to get that one going again on a regular basis, at least maybe one a month might be a good idea. I tried a show called Remake Rumble, where I look at 2 versions of the same song and let them battle it out and decide which is the better. And I enjoyed making that one. I'd like to make more of those too. Once again, maybe once a month might be feasible. Don't think I could do it weekly yet, but maybe once a month. There are lots of little, video show ideas. And in fact, one thing I thought I would do is I get so many people asking me what I think of the difference between 2 songs that sound suspiciously like each other. Ever since I did that video about Led Zeppelin and Spirit, and then I did follow it up with a few about some of Ed Sheeran's legal entanglements with his songs, and I've generally only done it when there's a lawsuit. But I've thought maybe some people ask me, well, what do you think of this? What do you think of that? What do you think about these 2 songs? Maybe it would be a fun idea to take songs that people suggest that sound a lot alike, either to me or to the listener that suggests it, and examine them and kind of do this on a regular basis. Once again, I'm thinking maybe once a month. But I am wondering, what would I call that particular show? I've been trying to think about what to call it. I can't think of a single thing, but if you have a suggestion as to what I should call that, let me know. Please, I'll appreciate your comments. I have a pilot for another video series that I'm going to premiere, I think, in the next week or so. The basis of this one is I have a real-life friend who, in her lifetime, has not seen a lot of well-known classic films, pop culture favorite movies that most of us take for granted, like, say, the Star Wars trilogy. She's never watched the Star Wars trilogy. There's a ton of these types of movies that most of us take for granted, like we figure everybody's seen these, that she's never seen. And I thought it would be interesting to watch these films with her, watching it for the first time, and then have a discussion about it. And we decided to give this a try. I talked to her about the idea of doing this. I went and paid her a visit, and we watched the movie Citizen Kane, which she had never seen, and then we talked about the film afterwards. She really enjoyed the experience and said she was willing to do more. And so I'm going to premiere that pilot maybe in the next week or so. I'm not sure what the title of this is going to be called yet as far as a series, what it will be called. Once again, if you have suggestions, let me know. But I'm going to premiere that in about a week or so and get your feedback, see what you think. I'm also just hoping that I can get back to performing music again, if not live, then here on YouTube, and begin to perform again. I have done a few little performances here. Sometimes I do these little bumper performances, as I call them, like either at the beginning or at the end of a specific video. I might play just a little bit of guitar before I start to talk about what I'm going to talk about. And that's been kind of helping me get back into it again. I have been getting some studio work recently, and I did a video not too long ago where I talked about some of the work I was doing. I'm going to probably make a follow-up video again very soon. Yeah, once again, I'm hoping that I can just get back to performing as a musician. So that's basically all my updates. Thanks for letting me ramble here for a little bit. Let me know your thoughts about any of the ideas that I've thrown out there, especially the one where I would regularly look at two songs that sound a lot alike each other and discuss, is it plagiarism, is it not? You know, let me know what you would call that type of a show. I'm really hard pressed for a title. And everybody, thanks as always for watching. Be sure to click like and subscribe. Be sure to smash that notifications icon. That's the little bell icon so you can know when I release new videos. And looking forward to talking to y'all soon. Take care. Bye-bye.